Hey everybody, just getting all set up here. Give me 1 minute, and we're also going to give people a little bit of time here to join us. So let's do this. Cool. All right. I'm just going to pull up the chat here, pull up the attendee list. We got some more people funneling in here, so I'm just going to give it a minute for any people that are coming in late. As always, I am going to have the uh, Q&A open on my other screen. So as you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me directly in the Q&A or in the chat. So as we kind of get set up here, I'm going to give 1 more minute to any of the stragglers that are joining us here before we kick things off. But this should be a really fun kind of talk today. I've been super excited to kind of dive into this stuff with you, and we're gonna do a live agent build with some of the new releases that OpenAI gave us as part of DevDay 2025. Cool. All right. I think that's enough time. We still have some people joining, but I'm just gonna start pushing along here. So yeah, we have like Josh. Rosemary in here, a lot of the regulars. Manuel, nice to see you, Mr. Tapia. Yeah, so let's get going. So in terms of Dev Day 2025, Dev Day, you guys are all familiar with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is owned by a company called OpenAI that is led by Sam Altman. Um, every year in October, they do something called Dev Day. And think of it like Apple announcing a bunch of its new products that are coming out, like the new iPhone or a new computer. So Dev Day 2025 is kind of like tailored to developers specifically, where ChatGPT and OpenAI want developers like me, building with contracts connected to use their stuff over, any of those other AI platforms out there. They want us to use their stuff in order to build our AI tools that, very specific industries use, like construction, for example. So a lot of what I'm going to show you today, while it's built with like developers in mind, you can use it now. It is pretty user friendly right now, actually already. And I'm going to show you guys how we're going to build literally live together something simple. But yeah, I'm excited to jump in and show you guys what they've released here. So let's get going. So, I mean, there's no secret. I kind of talk about this at the top of every webinar, but if you're new here, you probably already know this because you're at least willing to learn a little bit about AI, but AI is revolutionizing the construction industry. It's shifting from, concepts and yeah, it's not ready for us. It's not ready yet to being an indispensable tool that enhances the efficiency and the accuracy of everybody on your team, including yourself. So today we're going to dive into the OpenAI Dev Day 2025 announcement, spotlighting their capability to optimize, back office functions, particularly in document control and compliance. But again, anything that I show you guys here, you can take and apply to your day to day. And I hope that what I show you guys just sparks some ideas on how you can actually leverage this in your own day to day. Participants that are here today, they're going to understand and have practical applications of these tools. And we're really going to be focused on streamlining any workflows or any kind of like work that you guys do in your day-to-day lives. So, with that being said, an overview of the different announcements that kind of came out. One thing is GPT apps for integrated workflows. And I went through in a previous webinar the difference between generative AI, ChatGPT, workflows, which is like step one, do this, step two, do this, step three, do this, and agentic flows, where you say, accomplish task one, and I don't care how you do it, just get it done. And you're not giving it any steps. It's just going to go work on its own. So this is giving you now apps for workflows, meaning if you say, hey, every morning I need you to go write me an email, you can now add that app into your workflow. So every morning it starts the workflow. It knows step one, it has to do some research or generate some text. Step two, it has to go to your Gmail or your Outlook and write an email. Step three, it has to know who to send to. And step four, it sends it. So this is an introduction, but ChatGPT apps allow users to integrate third-party services seamlessly into conversations, creating a unified platform for task management and information retrieval. This innovation paves the way for enhanced efficiency and workflows across various applications, facilitating quicker and more intuitive interactions. So, what we're talking about here is being able to ask ChatGPT to do something for you, and now it has the apps that it can go take action on those things for you. So let's continue on here. And if I keep going, sorry, one sec. There we go. So if I keep going here, they launched Agent Kit for visual agent building. And that is going to be what I show you guys live today. We're going to build an agent live. So stay tuned to see how smoothly this is going to go because I wanted to not have anything pre-built. I wanted you guys to see from ground zero how easy it is to build your own agents now. But Agent Kit offers a visual drag and drop interface for users to create customized AI agents that can automate multi-step processes. This tool simplifies AI agent development, allowing users to design workflows without extensive coding knowledge. So OpenAI and Meta, Facebook, their goals are to make agents accessible to everybody, no matter your technical ability. If you can use Facebook, you should be able to build agents to go do things for you, read your emails, be basically your personal assistant, organize things, delete all the junk. You train it on the junk. It's your personal assistant, and they're trying to make this easier to build those. Coming along here, we have a new model, Sora 2, ChatGPT 5 Pro. This is more on the developer side, but Sora 2 is actually pretty cool. I've been playing around with it. We produced some advertisements with it. But the launch of new AI models, including ChatGPT Pro and Sora 2. Sora 2 is a video generation model, if you guys aren't familiar. But it enhances the capabilities of AI and understanding complex tasks and then generating multimedia content. GPT-5 Pro offers superior language processing, while Sora 2 can generate video content, providing construction teams, with powerful tools for whatever unique things that you guys can imagine. And I don't think the video part is so necessary for construction, but GPT-5 Pro will help with those bigger documents that you have to sift through. So in terms of what we have here, I'm going to zoom into this so you guys can see it a little bit better. But OpenAI is transforming GPT into an interactive platform rather than just this generative. Like I ask you a question, you spit out some text where users can seamlessly integrate third-party services within chat conversations. So again, this is like now unlocking AI to go do stuff for you rather than just be text. I know you guys are just used to text. The whole industry is really just used to getting text back. Now they're going to start training you guys, and you guys being here part of this webinar are going to be on the forefront of being able to leverage ChatGPT to actually go do stuff for you. This innovation is going to allow construction professionals to handle various tasks efficiently, such as creating safety training materials, all within the GPT interface, thus redefining workflow management in the construction industry. So again, I'm going to give you guys some real basic kind of examples, and you guys are going to be able to really dive in and make these things your own, depending on what position you're currently holding in your companies. So customizable AI agents, what I'm going to build out for you guys today. Agent Kit allows users to create customized AI agents that can perform multi-step actions going beyond the simple chat interactions. This toolkit's going to empower users to streamline workflows across your different applications and also like give it a brain that it can think and operate within. It has a really user-friendly workflow design. So again, they're trying to water this down so anybody with any technical ability can come in here and they can build something with ChatGPT agents. And I think they've done a really good job. And you guys are going to see that here in just a second. The Agent Builder provides a user-friendly experience for crafting AI workflows without needing coding skills. Users can visually map out the actions and logic of their agents, making automation accessible to people that aren't developers. Seamless integration with data sources. So this is really important, I think, for construction. That's why I highlighted it here. You guys have thousands of pages of PDFs or tons of emails. You have tons of data around every single project. And the connector registry is an essential feature that allows AI agents to integrate with various data sources and services. This capability ensures that agents can access and utilize relevant information seamlessly during their operations. And then there's something called ChatKit. So ChatKit connects to AgentKit. They're starting to like name these things different kits, but ChatKit is how you'll interact with this. So ChatKit offers developers a means to embed AI agents into a custom chat interface, enhancing user interactions and providing personalized experience. This feature elevates the usability of AI agents. So, think about this from more of a company ops perspective. I often talk about, building with your own workflows and your own day-to-day to make you more productive. But if you're here and you're a leader of an organization, you can create something like a kind of a database of all your guys' project documents, and then you can create a like front end chat for all of your employees to use to reference those. So pretty cool. All right, so again, we have the GPT-5 Pro, we have video production, GPT Real-Time Mini for voice AI, GPT Image Mini, and then OpenAI. So these are all of the things. I just wanted to give you guys an overview of all the things that they did release. I'm not going to go into a lot of this stuff, but this is all stuff that OpenAI released in their Dev Day 2025. So I'm just going to use a use case here of document control and compliance. So back office teams in construction industry are often overwhelmed by extensive paperwork and procedural requirements. By leveraging AI technologies, these teams can significantly streamline their document management process in complex or compliance tasks, enhancing overall accuracy and operational efficiency. So I needed a use case here for you guys as I build out my agent. And I'm really familiar with the compliance side and all of the documents that you collect from vendors and subcontractors and subcontracts, because that's what contractsconnected.com is built to do. We're building AI to kind of handle all this stuff. So when you're building out an agent, like we're going to do here, you need to think through all of the steps. So if you were to train an employee to do a certain task, what is the first step, second step, third step, fourth step, fifth step that you need them to do? And also what's important to you during those steps. So thinking through your agent like they're a new employee is going to be really important to the success of you designing your own AI agent. So if I come in here, I need this to be able to draft and execute documents. I need this to be able to go retrieve information really quickly. I want version control. I want audit trails. I want to know like who approved what. And I need real-time collaboration. My whole team needs to see all of these documents and be able to reference all of the stuff within them so we have, transparency across our organization. So when we're now saying, okay, these are the important things to keep in mind, what about the steps? We need to be able to have it read through the contracts, read through the compliance, make sure that it should be approved with the certain standards. And then we need it to be able to be dynamic after. So we need things like change orders to be pushed against the subcontract agreements. We need to make sure that the scopes are compliant to our company standards. Does it have all of the inclusions and the exclusions that we typically ask for? Is the price that we're agreeing to approved by the right party? And then automating compliance reports. So automating these reports are pretty easy once the AI agent kind of knows what it's supposed to give you. So let's do this. Let's go live. And I want to just give you guys all a disclaimer. I'm going to literally build this live with you. I have not pre-built stuff like I typically do in these webinars because I wanted you guys to see the full process here. So let me come into ChatGPT Agent Builder. So first off, to access this, you guys are going to need to go to platform.openai.com. And this is going to be a new type of ChatGPT account. So you have your ChatGPT account. You can use the same login on this platform.openai.com. But this platform.openai.com is a little bit more advanced. They wanted to keep ChatGPT kind of separate. That normal chat's going to be very separate from these new tools that they're releasing because they have such good user adoption. They have such good, user experience over there. They don't want to add too many buttons and kind of like muddy that up. So if you go to platform.openai.com, you're going to be able to come in here and now you're going to have access to all of these different tools. And I'll walk you through it. So you have your chat. You have your agent builder, you have audio, you have images, you have assistants, and then you can see kind of your usage, API keys, logs, and so on. So this is a little bit more advanced, than the typical kind of ChatGPT account, but you're also unlocking a massive amount of productivity and possibilities. So I'm going to take you guys through actually building out an agent live. All right, so let's create this. And I'm going to basically start with this every single time. They have a really good kind of like 5 minute, 5.5 minute video here if you guys ever need some help. But you basically have a start. You can have this kind of start be dynamic. Like you can have it say, I want this to happen every day at this time, or I want this to happen at the end of the day and write a report on what it did that day. But you'll notice that the first item that we have here, and these are all draggable little, what they call like nodes. And a node is simply just a step. So it's step one, it starts, step two, it goes to the agent. And when you come to the agent, you actually are going to give it some instructions. You can choose the model, you can choose the reasoning effort, and you can give it any tools. You can also tell it to give you different output format. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this is going to be our, document agent. And you would give it a prompt here. So you're going to give it as much context as you can, but let's open this. And I actually cheat, and I'm going to actually use ChatGPT and say, you are writing, we're going to call this a system prompt for an AI agent in agent builder in OpenAI. I want this to be able to look at PDFs in my storage and answer questions about them. And then I'm going to put a divider here, give it a roll. And then another pro tip here is you can ask it, these dividers just help it think through a little bit better. I'm using ChatGPT 5 here, which 5 will switch between quick reasoning and longer reasoning automatically. Cool. So don't have to write any of this. I'm just going to assume this is all great. And we're going to be able to test this. And it also has what's called an eval tool inside this agent builder. So with this, I'll show you guys. So let's just do this. Okay, great. Save this. And what we want our next piece to be, and by the way, I'm going to keep reasoning effort low. Um, if you guys are giving it highly complex tasks to think through or sort through, you'll want to put high. So next thing I'll do is a file search, and all I do is connect this. Pretty easy. And what we have here is called a vector store. Now, if you guys don't know what a vector store is, just think of a vector store as a filing cabinet. It's basically a fancy way that AI can reference a large amount of data very, very fast. So if you noticed how fast ChatGPT is to reference the entire internet, it's because it creates these vectors, vector storage bases, and a vector storage base is basically think like a four-dimensional cube or box, and it puts coordinates all within the different kind of spaces within that box. And when you ask it a question, it's going to find a coordinate that matches that the closest, and then all of the other information around that coordinate has to do with that one piece of information, so it can quickly reference everything over here in this, coordinate section. So I know that's a little crazy, but you don't have to worry about that because they make it really easy to use. So in this file search, we're just going to create our own vector store. And the great thing about this is ChatGPT makes it super easy to create one. So I'm going to say that this is our, you know, document storage. Great. And you can get more advanced here, and you can have an assistant here to be able to like get the files out of your email if you get attachments or so on. But I'm going to keep things really basic here today. So I'm actually going to put in the files that we need. And I'm just going to drag a couple of like PDFs that I happen to have here. Okay, great. So I have like a insurance doc, weekly certified payroll doc. I'm gonna throw in here AI instruction. Let me see, and then I got one more I was gonna put in here for you guys. All right. So I'm just going to put this in here first, and I'm just going to attach this to my vector store. So you can automate this actually putting files into your vector store, but this should be pretty much it as far as what we need. So if I go to files here, here's the file. It's my COI, says it's ready, meaning that it's processed it correctly. So the vector store ID, we're going to pull from here. That's file. Here's your ID. You click to copy it, and it's real simple. Just paste it. Cool. So there it has our vector store that we just created. Awesome. And then you can also put in something called guardrails. So guardrails are kind of rules where you can kind of prevent the AI from hallucinating, making stuff up. And you can see here you have different settings around that, like the confidence that you need it to have. I'm going to say I need it to be like 100% confident, but I'm going to also need to put my vector store in here because it's got to reference this. All of AI is actually able to just reference what you give it. So it's really important here that I link in the documents that I want it to have. I want this to be specific to my project documents only. I don't want this to be, documents or things that it finds online. It has nothing to do with my project, right? I just want my project documents to be what it answers. And one other thing that I wanted to show you guys in here is the MCP. So an MCP is the tools. So you can see here that you can start adding these different tools. And this is where things really unlock here. Think about anything you could possibly ever want AI to access and be able to use. You can come in here and see the ones that are like trusted OpenAI, and you have your Outlook email, Outlook calendar, SharePoint, Dropbox, Google Drive. So, if you wanted it to be able to go reference documents in your guys' existing Google Drive, you just have to kind of create access and you're done. There's also things in here like Zapier. Zapier, if you guys don't know, connects to basically anything else on the internet, any other account that you guys have that you want it to be able to like pull documents from or take action in. It's a really cool kind of integration that you should check out if you need more capability. But this is going to get the job done, I think, for most contractors here in terms of like things that it needs to go execute on. But I'm going to skip this for now. I could do a whole webinar just on this uh, MCP tool. You also have things like if else, while, or user approval. So user approval is going to do this thing called human in the loop. And it can email you something where it says, hey, I've done this task. I've read this email. I've drafted it up. Do you approve or reject my answer? And then you can hit reject. And if you want reject, you can then have it circle back and restart from a previous kind of step here. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete this. Cool. So I'm also going to get rid of this guardrail because I want to keep this super simple. So the next thing that I have here is I want to connect in our chat. So I want to say, and let's pull in my AI agent here. Mm. So usually they have a chat that I can pull in here, but it's not showing for me right now. Um, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go here. I'm missing something in my steps. So this is why I said, disclaimer, I was going to do it live with you guys. Input text. Okay, so we have our input text here. We have our variables. We have numbers, objects, lists. We don't need any of our variables done. We just need to execute this. Here we go. Chat kit. Okay, great. That's what we were missing. So I had to publish it just so it's live now. And then let's see what we get. We're probably gonna have to connect in one more thing, but I want to see what it spits out. There we go. Let me go back to my vector store, get this ID, this in here, select. Let's ask the same question. And this is really all like building with these AI tools is about. It's just about getting in there and then getting a simple task done. And it's trial and error, trial and error. They built these things to be pretty user experience friendly. If you guys have seen me build with N8N in previous webinars, you'll see that there's coding experience needed to be able to properly build with that. This, you don't need coding experience. You just need, the motivation to really automate something that you're hoping to automate. So here we go. Boom. Let's go. We got it. So all we did, you can see the difference here. I actually pulled in the company name and the policies. That's pretty cool. If there are other vendor COIs for this project, great. So, and then you can start giving it feedback. And one thing that I wanted to um, talk to you guys about is something called evaluation. Evaluation is when you're building these agents, you're going to make a tweak, just like we did. And this tweak of adding this vector store could have given us a better result, or it could have given us a worse result, as an example. So as you're building, they've created these kind of like good feedback tools here. And you can actually kind of train the model on what's a good feedback, or what's a good message back and what's not. So here, we built out a live agent that has our own storage base, that can actually go and reference tools and reference documents. And I didn't upload any text. This, when I asked this, actually was able to go in, read the PDF, tear that PDF apart, understand the different pieces of text within that certificate of insurance we used in Accord 25 form. And then it was able to then come in here and give us the information. So pretty awesome. Now, one more thing that I was going to kind of go through with you guys is, as you guys start to build these out as like more and more complex kind of pieces of code and different steps here. I'm going to be building with people inside of our AI Blueprint community. So if you guys haven't kind of joined that, that's where I'm going to be doing a lot more of these kind of like innovations and building. I really am just looking for users to tell me what they want in here. And I'm going to put the link to join in the chat. But the evaluation tools are going to be really important. So you're going to want to come in and make sure that you're evaluating kind of like where things are, if things are getting better as you kind of go through. So if you're having a you're having an agent do a task every single morning, and some mornings it does a great job, some mornings it doesn't. You're going to want to come in and train that. It's just like if you were training a person. As they come back and they complete things for you, you're going to want to make sure to give them that feedback so they can be better. A couple more things, and this is on OpenAI's website, and you guys can come in and where did you? So, Josh, I'm gonna get to you in just a sec. So you guys can come into OpenAI and actually come into all of their different releases. Again, you guys are getting the first view on this stuff. This is really built for like developers, but I'm trying to just build this stuff early for you guys, so you guys feel like you're kind of like early as far as adoption goes. But Josh asked in the Q&A, where did you find the chat kit after you published this agent? Oh, great question. So, in terms of like how you can access this, you can come into your platform.openai.com and you'll find all your agents like living in here. And you can kind of like if I come in and I re-add my vector database, my file search for my vector store. Let me just rebuild this real quick with you. And I save this. And this can be all of your documents too. It doesn't have to be um, just COIs. I'm just using COIs here as an example. So this is like a little like chat thing if you wanted to put it on a website somewhere else. But now when I come in, you're gonna see your prompts with your tied in vector databases here. You could just come in here and ask it whatever you want now. You also have the ability to continuously update it on the left-hand side as well. But this is kind of creating a default um, yeah, a default kind of file search for you. So you can upload thousands and thousands of pages of documents inside of this vector database, and you and your team or yourself are going to be able to ask it any questions based off that. And the cool part is you can set your settings for privacy where none of your data is shared. So, you can hide things, make it visible, your usage, same thing. Same thing with logs, like hide them. And then your data retention. We always want to try to go with the lowest data retention possible, just so you know your documents and everything that you have here is going to be, secure and not shared with anybody. All right. Josh, I hope that answered your question on where you can go find that. Now, we have a couple more slides here that I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to give you guys a kind of comparison of OpenAI's Agent Builder versus Zapier. And like I mentioned, Zapier they're calling this release that OpenAI just released the Zapier killer. Zapier changed its whole business model to be kind of focused on AI agent building. And here's kind of like some differences here. So OpenAI's Agent Builder is specifically designed for creating AI-driven workflows, emphasizing conversational interactions where users can prompt the AI to perform tasks. This specialized approach allows for complex workflows centered around AI reasoning, but it has fewer integrations compared to broader automation platforms. So, if we come back here, if you guys remember, we were using something called an MCP. And if I come to this and I needed to, connect something in, OpenAI has only developed these, right? And if I come to Zapier, they have, I think, like thousands. Yeah, they basically integrate with every single trying to see if they have a list, but they basically integrate with every single app you could ever imagine, like QuickBooks, email, different apps around like these little tiny little mom and pop kind of chatbot flows and any kind of like Procore is even integrated with this. A lot of your guys' is like Builder Trends going to be integrated with this. Zapier, okay, here we go. 8,000 different apps compared to, OpenAI has six, seven, eight. You have other developers here, but even other developers is only, 3 by 4 long. So it doesn't have nearly the amount of integrations that it should have to be a real player here. But you can see that they do play nice with Zapier, and Zapier has 8,000 integrations. So just by OpenAI being able to build with Zapier, they've given you access to 8,000 different websites and stuff like that that you can connect into your flows. Zapier is more versatile in terms of automation platforms, and it facilitates various types of workflows, not just those involving AI. So again, when we're building stuff at Contracts Connected, we're really passionate about not building AI where it's not needed. A lot of this stuff can just be stepped workflows, like copy this, paste this here, create this, post that there. Bringing in AI where it's not necessarily critical to is a huge kind of like miss that I see a lot of people try to, use as a shortcut. And even AI startups, some of these AI startups are using AI for stuff that you don't need AI for. It can just be programmed. It can just be step one, step two, step three. And when you build it in a way of step one, step two, step three, you will have a less errors, you will have a better workflow, and it will be more scalable and cheaper because you're not using OpenAI credits. So this is going to excel at event-driven triggers, allowing users to automate tasks based on specific actions on time schedules and boast an extensive library of over 8,000 integrations with different applications. So in terms of like next steps, in terms of, what OpenAI is bringing out and giving you guys the power to build with now, AI is fundamentally reshaping the construction landscape, and you guys can see with this agent builder, that's just the tipping point. And this is released for, developers, but you guys can see how easy it is to build. Like anybody can be an AI developer these days with the kind of easy workflows that I just showed you. AI, especially in showcased kind of things around AI Dev Day in 2025, by adopting AI technologies, construction professionals can streamline operations, improve compliance protocols, and shift their focus towards more strategic and impactful activities. So, I wanted to leave some time here. I can also dive into a couple of more different build outs if you guys would like. The key thing that I wanted to share with you guys is how easy it is to build your own chat that references your own documents. And being able to build out, a vector database that houses all of your documents, that is going to be kind of like a huge needle mover for a lot of these construction companies because the document control in the back office is chaos. If you guys are experiencing any chaos in your back office, contractsconnected.com, we would love to kind of show you guys how we are leveraging AI to create contract admins that are fully AI agentic. They do all of your guys's subcontracts, they do all of your guys's compliance documents, they fill out documents, they track things, they email for you, they file things away. All of that stuff is already built in our platform. I try not to bring it too much into these webinars because I like these webinars to be really focused around, value and how can I just teach you guys something in the short, hour that I have. But we have it all built, and it's pretty cool. And we have some contractors that are that are really changing the course of their business by, knowing where every document stands, not wasting time filing things away or putting attachments in some subfolder, or, emailing people or updating Excel trackers, like none of that stuff. It does it all automatically. It can do it now, and we're only getting better and better. We have our certificate of insurance AI analysis agent coming out that I did a webinar on the other week. And we have some more document analysis coming out in the coming months. Super excited about that. So, if there are any additional, webinar examples, I know estimating has been highly, highly asked for in terms of leveraging AI to do. I am happy to do that research. I am going to try to meet with one of our AI Blueprint members about estimating the process behind it, just so I can make sure that I do my homework before coming to present something to you guys. I've kept this really kind of top level, and I've tried to keep every single webinar pretty broad for the entire construction industry. But if we want to start getting into, more role specific trainings, like estimating, happy to do so, if that's what you guys want. But I do these webinars for you, they're not for me. And by doing them for you, I just like to know what you guys want to see in upcoming webinars. So feel free to email me, message me, find me in the AI Blueprint with the link that I put in the chat. I'm very, very available to the people in the AI Blueprint. We just released a course, and additionally, like um, all of our old webinars are here. We have another course that we're building currently. So, this is our beginner's guide course. We go through kind of all of the different ideas, philosophies, how to get set up with AI to be most productive in your day to day. And then we have this advanced prompting course that I just came out with. So all of these different videos are pretty short, 6 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 2 minutes there. And these are just going to take you through, and they're going to turn you into an expert prompter. So those courses are both live. Then we have all of our webinars here that we've ever done. And then we have resources here. So we have different PDFs that we create, different presentations that we've done for our members here. All of this stuff is here, as well as we have 53 members, talking about construction. I'm putting in the newest releases that I see, anything that comes out. I'm adding it in here and keeping you guys up to date on what's happening with AI in regards to construction. So this is, as far as I know, the only construction-focused AI group on the internet right now. And I'd love to have all of you guys in there. So yeah, I will hang around here for a few more minutes. I got about 10 minutes left here before I have to jump into a demo for Contracts Connected. But yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions. Today was probably a little more technical than I'm used to showing you guys. I also wanted to make sure that we were building live, because I wanted you guys to see how easy it is. Like I didn't pre-prompt, or I didn't do a bunch of hours of work prior to this. I just built it right here in front of you. It's easy. You just got to try. And if you want help trying, join our AI Blueprint community, be part of the future of construction. And I would love to see you guys in there. So with that, I will hang around for a little bit longer. And if you guys don't have any questions, I would love to see you on next Tuesday's webinar. And if you have any ideas for next Tuesday's webinar, I'm going to throw my email here in the chat, where you guys can come in, let me know what you want, what you're thinking. Um, Thank you for the compliments and the Q&A. They said, thanks a lot, great presentation. I'm happy that you liked it, and I'm happy to do more of them. And if there's anything that you need, feel free to reach out. I try to make myself available to everybody here. All right, Josh. Josh said, can we use vectors that are already made or do we have to pay for them? So you are, this is creating your own kind of like database. Now, Josh, if you don't want to create a vector at all, you would use what's called an MCP. So if your documents are already in Google Drive, if your documents are already in SharePoint or Dropbox, you could just connect these and it would be able to use those to go find those documents. A more native way to do it is to create a vector database. And I think I have my vector databases. Let's see where they're at. Down here, storage. So you would want to create your own, to be honest. Creating your own keeps the data yours. It locks it in your account. It's more secure. I highly recommend you just create your own. The cost associated with it is going to be like pennies. Like if I come in here, and I want to see like my usage. Let's see, usage. I've spent like 4 cents this month. So it's pretty minimal. Like basically everything that we did today cost four cents. Especially if you're using something that's a lot less expensive. So when you're building out your chats, I could reduce this quite a bit if I went with an older version of ChatGPT. So if I went with 4.0 mini, and I said like look up the expiration dates in the COI. Reasoning effort. GPT-4 mini is too old. I was trying to go really old to show you. Um, let's go with GPT like 4.1 mini. Let's try that. Okay, it's gonna want. So you can play around with these. So GPT-5 Nano. Let's do that one. I know that one will have it. GPT-5 anything is going to be able to do it, but I spent 4 cents using that more advanced prompt. And let's see what it costs to use one that's a little less powerful. So the more powerful the chat interface. So here we go. We got the same answer. And my cost might have not gone up at all because if it uses a fraction of a penny. So there, now it's 6 cents. So by just changing the prompt that I used, I cut my cost in half, or the chat model. By just going from GPT-5 Pro to GPT-5 Nano, I went from spending 4 cents to, it only went up 2 cents. So now I'm at 6 cents. So yeah, just food for thought there. And they're going to charge more for their most powerful up-to-date models, of course. All right, guys. Well, if no more questions are rolling in, my email's here. The AI Blueprint link is here. I do, just so you guys know, 30 minutes every single Thursday with AI Blueprint members. Anybody that wants to join, I open up my calendar and I just sit there and answer questions. Josh was actually at our last one on Thursday, and we started working through some prompts. So I'm interested to see and connect with him again in the future to see how that worked out for him and if he's continuing to kind of iterate on that. But this is a really cool way for you guys to start building some stuff for your internal operations that aren't so basic. Like we want to get away from just basic ChatGPT usage. So yeah, I'll stick around for a few more minutes. I'm probably gonna go camera off here. Let me know if there are any other questions. Otherwise, thanks for coming, guys. Looking forward to seeing you guys on another one. And again, email me if you have any topics or questions. Thanks.